Sleep with my boyfriend and lie about it all? Guess it's gonna be eye for an eye. My sister has been my parents' golden child since the day she was born. She was just a year and a half younger and was a miracle baby being born despite being given a 5% chance of survival. She was also a planned pregnancy unlike me, who was an accident. Growing up, I hated the favoritism my parents showed, and what's worse is they refused to admit it. She literally got a car for her 13th birthday, and Dad started teaching her how to drive it. She would steal my things too and never got reprimanded for her actions. I remember on one specific occasion, I spent a few weeks throughout the summer mowing lawns for people for some money, and I had a few $100 saved up within a month. Well, my sister found that money and spent the majority of it at a mall buying clothes for herself. I was furious at the time, and we got into a fist fight, which I won, and she went and complained to our parents. I didn't even get a chance to say my piece before I was grounded for the rest of summer. What's worse is that even after I told my parents what my sister did, they never believed me, claiming I must have lost the money, and Mom swore up and down that she gave my sister the money to go to the mall. She literally covered for her. Needless to say, my family and I were never very close. I am 19 years old, and my sister is 18. I moved out as soon as I turned 18, whereas my sister still lives rent and bill free at our parents' and does not have a job. Currently, I have little relations with any of them, and very soon, I will go nuclear on them. You see, I used to have low contact with them and was not opposed to potentially having a relationship in the future, but an incident which happened a few months ago severed all the ties I used to have with them. So my ex-boyfriend John and I had been dating since just before I turned 18. He was my first love, and I fell very hard for him. We met at a gym and hit it off there. Over time, my love for him grew to be very strong. We went on ice cream dates, carnivals, and even talked about our future together as I was also his first love. He knew all about my home life and how my family treated me, which made what he did hurt that much more. You see, John was one of the only aspects of my life which my family could not control, and they hated this. Now that I look back at it, my parents and sister had a strong liking to control what I did and who I hung out with too. Well, they never liked John. And the reason this was the case was that John taught me a lot about how to stand up and fend for myself. It was due to him that I found myself saying no to my parents, not giving in to their demands or my sisters. They loathed him for this reason. They never met him, of course. I never wanted to introduce John to them, and it seemed like they had no interest in meeting him either. My sister, however, she seemed very interested in John. She had seen pictures of him on my phone or social media and would routinely make jokes to me about plowing him till kingdom come and calling him a man whore, anything to get underneath my skin about him. We got into a heated fight when she told me she'd pulled that dark hair of his till it came off, and he looked like a cancer patient so she could nod on his shiny head. We got into a brawl over this disgusting statement of hers, and our parents came to break us up and took her side, of course. I turned 18 and moved out shortly after. John and I dated happily as I had very low contact with my parents. I should have seen something coming though. There was no way my parents and my sister were going to allow me to live a normal life without their interference. Roughly 8 months after moving out and 11 months into our relationship, I walked into John's apartment to surprise him, and I saw him and my sister getting it on. When I saw what was going on, I froze. My entire world had shattered. The man I had loved and trusted went behind my back to sleep with the person that had been making my life hell all along. I kicked my sister out there and then, but she, of course, refused and only left when threatened with police. I stayed behind with my boyfriend, not to forgive him, but to ask him why. He cried a lot and begged me to forgive him a lot, but I told him I'm not here for that. I just wanted an explanation as to how he could do this to me. He revealed that my sister had been messaging him for a while, and at first, he turned her down and never told me as he figured it was not a big deal. But over time, she kept trying her luck. And when that did not work, she resorted to telling him she will spread nasty rumors about him unless he gives in and routinely has intimacy with her. Being scared and afraid of her, he agreed and the affair started. He promised that he has no emotional attachment to the affair at all. He was worried for his safety and his reputation. He showed me their conversations confirming he was telling the truth. He cried in my arms and begged for forgiveness. I told him that I understand him. I'm terribly sorry that my sister is biggest piece of crap ever, but I cannot forgive him. He could have taken screenshots, talked to me, done anything but engage, but he chose to let her have her way. I told him I was sorry and we were done. I, of course, confronted my parents first about my sister's actions, and to no surprise, they claimed I was lying. My sister stated she never slept with my boyfriend, and my parents believed her. When this happened, I set my mind on revenge. I texted John asking him if he could send me the screenshots of their conversation because I want to destroy my sister. She is in a hole who does not deserve anything, and she deserves to face the consequences of her actions. I got the screenshots. For the last few months, I've been keeping tabs of my sister's life. The perfect opportunity for revenge has arisen. She has found a boyfriend. I do not know how she did it, but all I'd need to do is text her new boyfriend the screenshots between John and my sister. Her relationship will be ruined, and I can choose to take it one step further and post what she did publicly. I have no doubt it would garner the attention of police too. I haven't looked much into that aspect of it, but my intuition tells me that pressuring a guy for intimacy by threatening to spread rumors about him might cause some legal issues. Even if that is not the case, her social status will be ruined. I think I'm going to do it. I just don't know when.